We are going to talk about the next big thing in West Virginia Mountaineer sports. And just like most things in college athletics today, it revolves around one thing: the almighty dollar. But in today's episode, we're going to talk about what could be the greatest investment, the biggest investment in the history of WVU sports. And we'll have that conversation right now. What is up, and welcome into this episode of Couz's Corner, your home for top shelf college sports news and analysis surrounding the West Virginia Mountaineers and sometimes a little Big 12 talk. If you like objective analysis from a fan's point of view, then this is a channel for you. It was announced recently that the West Virginia Mountaineer Athletic Department got approval from the Board of Governors for the next steps for premium seating projects at Milan Puskar Stadium and Hope Coliseum. The first thing we're going to talk about is the big project, the $150 million project, which would be the largest project from a financial perspective in the history of WVU sports. $150 million investment to upgrade the press box and add premium seating at the stadium. Now, we know the press box is one of the worst looking, ugliest press boxes in all the Power Four. We know that. We get it. West Virginia is also near the bottom of the Power Four in premium seating. Right now, according to the report, they are 15th of 16 teams in percentage of capacity of premium seating. So the percentage of their seating that is premium is 15th out of 16 schools in the Big 12. And in a minute, I'll show you a graphic that depicts all of that. They are 13th out of 16 schools in total number of premium seats. So, and we've heard Ren Baker talk about multiple times how they are missing out on a lot of money every year, a lot of revenue, much needed revenue, by not having more premium seating. So they're in the process of fixing that. In the next steps of this project, they will hire an architecture and engineering firm. They will hire an owner's firm to manage the project and a sales firm to help maximize revenue. All of that has been approved by the West Virginia Board of Governors at their most recent Board of Governors meeting this past Friday. So it looks like they will go on with next steps. Now, it could take, according to some articles I've read on this, including one, I think it was over at 24/7 Sports, it will likely be 2028 season before we actually see this project completed. They will begin it in 2026 after the 2026 season. The 2027 season, they will have to tear the press box down. So who knows if there will even be a press box area in 2027. And then hopefully by the 2028 season, we will see the new press box and the new premium seating inside Milan Puskar Stadium for the Mountaineer football games. In my opinion, this is a much-needed project. It needs to be done not only to improve the press box and just the aesthetics of the stadium and showing that West Virginia, is not broke, right? It's also very crucial. According to Baker, they're leaving $5.2 million estimated on the table in potential revenue every single year. And in this day and age with revenue sharing, where they're going to have to pay the student athletes, they have to come up with $20 million plus a year to do that. That doesn't count NIL above and beyond that. The NIL money they'll need to retain and recruit student athletes, plus to keep their facilities up to par and up to standard and competitive with everybody else around the country, to hire coaches. The whole thing, right? It's an arms race right now in college sports. West Virginia's trying to do their part by keeping up. They're way behind the eight ball on this aspect of it. But Ren Baker and his team are trying to do their part, and they've gotten approval to move forward. Now, one of the concerns out there is, why would WVU spend this much money, and is it going to be a burden on the taxpayers, the students, all that? According to Ren Baker, it's all going to be done with private funding and donors. Now, I don't know how in the world they're going to come up with $150 million in private donations and donors, but that's right straight from the words of the mouth of Ren Baker. Apparently, they've really gotten their big donors to step up. We know they're doing a lot of different things to raise revenue. They do 50-50 drawings for every game. That raises usually tens of thousands of dollars, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars for games or, per week. There are a lot of other things they can do as well. Donations from the lower level, like from a grassroots level, like you and I, us donating, $10, $20, $50 a month, whatever we can give, those types of things. It's all going to add up, apparently, to help them move forward with this project. He also talked about how a lot of the funding has already been received. Some of it is on paper, waiting for the project to be done. Then they will pay. But they do have a large number of donors who are committed to buying these premium seats. So I think that's a good thing. They feel comfortable enough with it to continue with the project. I mentioned that, West Virginia's 15 to 16 teams, a percentage of capacity taken up in premium seating. They are the third largest stadium in the conference, along, with Oklahoma State, right? So, but their premium seating doesn't live up to the Oklahoma State standards or a lot of other school standards. Now, in order to make this happen, they will have to remove 1,000 to 2,000 existing seats from Milan Puskar Stadium. And I know a lot of people may not like that idea, but West Virginia very rarely sells out a game. The only games that typically sell out the 60,000 seat stadium are the Pitt games and Penn State games. And anytime you have a P4 team coming in, a non-conference P4 rival coming in, like Pitt, like Penn State, maybe like a Virginia Tech, someone like that. Those games usually sell out. Outside of that, they don't normally sell games out. They usually get somewhere in the 50 to 55,000 range for most games. So you can afford to lose 1,000 to 2,000 seats. You're going to be trading a $60 or $70 seat for what? A seat that costs several thousand or tens of thousands of dollars. I think we'll take it, right? I think that's a pretty fair trade if you've already got donors that are willing and corporations and whoever that are willing to pay for that. And apparently they do. So they're moving forward with the project.
One play can change a season. One upset can silence a stadium. With every snap, the stakes get higher, and no one brings you closer to the action than DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 sportsbook for live betting. From live betting to odds, boosts, and so much more, DraftKings Sportsbook has everything you need to stay in the action from kickoff to the final whistle. New customers, this one is for you. Bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get paid out $300 in bonus bets instantly. Own every Saturday with DraftKings. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code Couz. That's code Couz to turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 8778-HOPENY or text HOPENY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, pass-through of per wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets, which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
Now, I'm going to pull up now our rendering this is straight from the WVU Today website, the article over there. Hopefully you can see it. But this is the rendering of it. This is the current stadium overview. You see the press box right here in the top. Here's the data. Right now, Oklahoma State has over 5,200 premium seats in their stadium. Their stadium's the same size as West Virginia's as far as capacity. West Virginia only has 2,300 premium seats they can offer right now. Kansas State is offering over 4,800. Colorado, almost 4,700. Texas Tech, about 4,700. TCU, 4,500. Iowa State, Baylor, Utah, Kansas, Arizona State, even UCF has more premium seating than West Virginia. They offer 2,460. Below West Virginia, you only have Cincinnati, Houston, and Arizona. As far as percent of capacity, West Virginia is even worse because they have lower number of premium seats and a larger stadium. So they're only filling 3.9% of their capacity with premium seating. That number will increase drastically once they get this project completed here in the next 2 to 3 years. The average in the league, 6.5%. West Virginia is far below that. Average number of premium seats is 3,272. West Virginia's at 2,300. So they will be adding quite a few seats to this stadium when they get this project done. And here are some renderings. Here is the current stadium on the left, top left. This is the current press box and premium seating area. You have Kansas State's. You have Cincinnati's in the right, bottom right. Here you see Baylor's in the bottom left. You see Kansas here and some others. Right here's the Kansas one I mentioned. Now here's some renderings of the new one. This is from the back side of the new press box area. Here's another one from the air, what it would look like. It's pretty nice, huh? Look at that. Pretty sweet. I like it. I would argue it would be maybe the nicest one in the entire Big 12, or at least definitely be up near the top. There'll be 3 levels. There'll be a club level, a founder's level, and a suite level. Next steps, acquire services to complete the West Tower project, architect and engineering, owner's representative, general construction manager, sales and revenue maximization. Then they continue discussions relating to founder suites, sponsorships, and naming opportunities. Then they finalize cost estimates and return to the Board of Governors with a plan of finance and request for full authorization to proceed. And one of the things this will also help do, we've talked about on this channel, having concerts and stuff at the stadium. This will allow them to do that. Apparently, right now that's a hiccup that prevents them from having, more events that they can use as revenue generators. Plus, they can use the suites themselves for events. Example: about a year and a half or so ago, I was at an industry event for my job, and it actually took place in Blacksburg, and that we actually had a banquet style dinner in one of the suites at Lane Stadium. The organization I was with had to pay to utilize that suite. So I'm sure Virginia Tech's athletics made revenue from that event, probably several $1,000s. How many times a year can you do that, right? If you can do that multiple times a year, you're raising a lot of revenue. Now you can have concerts, offer premium seating to the concerts, those types of things. So it will open doors for a lot more opportunities for revenue, in addition to the revenue you get just from the straight season ticket sales alone for these suites. So we're looking at a probably 2 to 3 year project. If they're hoping to have it done sooner, but that's probably the expectation is to have it done in 2028. Now, one that will happen even more quickly is the Hope Coliseum project. For the Hope Coliseum, they're actually looking to initiate the premium seating at Hope Coliseum now. They got approval for that. They're going to add 16 different locations with 150 loge and ledge seats. Now somebody's going to have to educate this dumb hillbilly. What is a loge seat? I have no idea. LOGE. But 150 loge and ledge seats at entrance level of inner bowl in the facility when you enter the facility. It's going to generate about 1.3 to 1.5 million or they have 1.3 to 1.5 million dollars available, and it will raise about $250,000 of revenue annually for the athletic department. And you can imagine a lot of that will go probably directly towards the basketball programs. So, and here's some renderings of that as well. This is overhead, and there are a lot of other ancillary projects attached to these. Like, for example, they want to improve, the walk areas outside the Hope Coliseum as you go in the building, make it more safe and more aesthetically pleasing. They want to add on to the somehow or another I stopped sharing that, didn't I? I didn't mean I hit the wrong button somewhere. They want to, increase or build on an area strictly for the Olympic sports to use on their own, so that they don't have to use they don't have to share a coliseum or an arena with the basketball teams. That's another part of the project, but that's something later down the road. Right now, they're focused on this premium seating project. for the Hope Coliseum, and then obviously the Milan Puskar Stadium, which is a much heavier lift, obviously. So we'll take a lot longer to get done. But anyway, there are a lot of big plans. Here's the loge and ledge seating that I mentioned. This is what it's going to look like, something close. This is something like what you see at concerts when you go to a Coliseum for a concert. You see sometimes you see these types of seating areas. You have people bring, you can pay extra money for these. You get a seat. You don't have to leave your seat. You have people bringing you drinks and stuff. It's just a way to watch the game more comfortably. Another picture of it right there. So anyway, that's the big news that came out last week. It came out last Friday, but I thought I'd get on here today and talk to you a little bit about it now, because I hadn't done a show on it yet. Some other interesting things to touch on that are maybe not necessarily tied to athletics, but it does impact it, that the board talked about, because it could impact the future of West Virginia and where they stand among, Power 4 leagues. Michael Benson, the new president, announced to the board that the freshman to sophomore retention at WVU set an all-time record of 85%. 85% retention rate from freshmen to sophomores, best of all time at West Virginia University, apparently. They also increased first-time freshman enrollment by more than 7%. They saw a more than 7% increase in freshman enrollment at WVU as well. Both of those things are good news. In a world where a lot of colleges around the country are losing enrollment, their enrollment is dropping, West Virginia saw an increase, and that's great news, because West Virginia had been seeing a decrease a lot over the last few years. They saw an increase this year. Let's hope President Benson, the new Board of Governors, Ren Baker and the athletics department, we obviously know that's a big part of it as well. The whole university can continue on that upward trajectory, which will help WVU as a whole, including their athletics, down the road. And they've announced the start of new classes at WVU. Some new programs are starting to offer. We know that a couple years ago they cut some programs out, laid some people off, laid professors off, caused a lot of controversy at WVU because they needed to get their house in order from a financial perspective. In order to do that, they cut programs and they cut salaries. They cut positions. I think at that time, they were right-sizing the university from where they needed to be and being more modern in what they're offering, because some of these programs are offering, and I don't have the details here, and really this is a sports show, so I don't need to get into the weeds on it anyway, but my understanding is a lot of these positions are related to AI and future type things. So these are programs, and I said positions, I meant programs, but these are programs that will help move West Virginia University forward. They can offer better programs that really align more with future job opportunities for their students and and what they will face when they hit the workforce after graduation. So I think there are a lot of positive things going on at WVU right now. So far, I think President Benson has done a great job. I think Ren Baker, you know what I feel about him. I think he's done a fantastic job. If they can just get the Olympic sports are killing it right now. Congrats to the men's soccer team for a huge win to advance to the semifinals of the Sun Belt Conference tournament. The women's basketball team is winning. Ross Hodge is 3-0 right now. We know Rich Rod's got the football program on a 2-game winning streak. Baseball's doing great. Women's soccer's doing great. Volleyball's doing the best they've done maybe ever. We know about rifle. Golf is successful. Track and field, or women's track and field, cross country. A lot of great things going on at the wrestling program. A lot of great things going on at West University. If they can just get their football program and their men's basketball team back to competing for conference championships again, being more relevant on the national stage, we're back. Not yet, but if they can get there, we're back. And all that, what that'll do? All it'll do is boost enrollment even more, help that student retention even more, and then West Virginia can just continue to grow as a university and as an athletic department. Let me know in the comments what you think about this new stadium press box project at Milan Puskar Stadium. Let me know what you think about the project at Hope Coliseum. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. I also want to remind you that I do have a merch store now brought to you by fourthwall.com. Have some much better offerings over there than my old store. Prices are also better. Please go check it out. You can get yourself a Richardson trucker hat, a coffee mug, a travel mug, t-shirts, hoodies, all of that over there. The link will be in the description. Also, you can support me for free and help my channel grow by hitting the thumbs up button if you like this video, hitting the hype button below between the download and the thanks button on your mobile device. If you're not watching on a mobile device, just hit the thumbs up, hit your notification bell. Make sure there may be a subscribe button below on your device too. It's either white or red. All you have to do is tap it with your finger on your device or with your mouse clicker or your remote on your television, whatever. Hit that subscribe button. You will automatically become a subscriber to my channel. It's absolutely free. Then my channel should start showing up in your YouTube feed, okay? When you pull up your YouTube main screen, okay? That's all you have to do. It's that simple. Hit the red button or the white button with your finger, your mouse, or your remote. And then also make sure your notifications are on your device so you get notified when I go live or when I upload a brand new video, which most of my videos will upload around 5 p.m. on weekdays. The Golden Blue Breakdown Show with myself and Jonathan Martin, where we preview the upcoming game for that weekend. Those will upload on Thursdays at 12 noon every week. And we also have some other things in the works as well. Be sure to join us each and every day right here on Couz's Corner. And then I try to do post-game live shows. And then once in a blue moon, I'll do an emergency live show if breaking news hits or something like that. But thank you for supporting the show. If you were listening on podcast platforms, be sure to follow us. Be sure to leave us a 5-star review, please, if you don't mind. If you liked it, that really helps us grow. Will help Couz's Corner get seen and heard by more and more individuals throughout Mountaineer Nation. Thanks for joining. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Hope the rest of your day is top shelf. God bless you. And cue Country Roads.